Hey, I'm Eli.
And I'm Aiden. We're ex husbands, co parents, and proud dads to two beautiful daughters.
Join us as we navigate dating after divorce, co parenting, and redefining our relationship as friends.
Because even as exes, we're still better together apart.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Better Together Apart. I'm Eli.
I'm Aiden.
Hello again, ex-husbands, still living together, raising two daughters. And today we're doing part 2 of our successful series of dating horror stories, or as you wanted to call them, just dating stories, because not all of them are horror stories.
Yeah, but then I got a feedback from a friend who is a YouTuber. He said, "No, you have to use the word horror if you want people to click on your videos."
I don't know about your stories, but mine are pretty horrific.
Okay.
So I'll have one for you that happened actually pretty recently, and it was from a guy. It was with a guy from Hinge, and he was visiting Miami, and he was moving to Miami from a different place. I'm not going to say from where, just to keep the things under wraps.
Right.
But he is about to move to Miami. He came here to look for apartments.
Yeah.
And he was looking to meet people.
So far, sounds like a normal story.
Exactly. And it's not like he's thinking about moving to Miami. He's actually moving. He had a date. He actually came here to meet with a realtor and to find a place. So we talked at Hinge. He was very handsome.
What happened?
Looked like he had his shit together. And then you know what I do? Before I meet someone, what do?
You do a video chat.
Exactly, a video chat. We already learned that you have to have the video chat after you speak with someone on the apps. So we had a video chat.
Right.
And for some reason, there was something creepy about him. First of all, he was in bed, shirtless.
Eli, that sounds very, very standard to me. All my video chats are in bed, shirtless.
Are you serious?
Yes, not all of them, but like, okay, I'll retract that. I could find myself saying to someone, "Hey, let's do a video chat," and he goes, "Yeah, let's do it now," and it's in bed and he's shirtless. And
Okay.
But if I'm scheduling that, maybe less. You're right, but so far I'm not horrid.
So we started, and then he said, "Hi," like in that voice, like "Hi." I was like, "Hi." So I was like, "Hello, how are you?" And then, "Good. How was your day?" "Was good." "Okay, what did you do?" "Oh, I met with my realtor." I said, "Okay, cool. Did you
So
find
he's
anything?"
now in Miami. He's talking to
He's
you
in Miami. Yeah,
He's in a
visiting
hotel.
Miami.
He's in a
Yeah.
hotel. Okay.
He's in a hotel. He is visiting Miami, and he said, "Let's meet," right? And then I said to him, "Sure, let's meet. Let's go to a place to have drinks." I thought about a gay bar that we're not alone, because for some reason I had like a weird feeling. But I thought to myself, worst case, we're just going to be friends, and it's not going to be something more than that. And I'm also looking for friends on the apps, and he's moving from a new city to here, and I'm sure he's also looking for some friends, right?
So far, just to make sure that I'm following. So far, you have a cringe feeling about him, and you're saying, "I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue. Maybe I'm gonna put him as a friend, maybe as a date, or maybe as a hookup."
Maybe.
Okay, so everything so far is like everything is open.
Okay. And then, but at the end of the video chat,
Right.
he started lowering the camera towards his crotch.
Okay.
And then I was like, "Okay, see you Friday at Twist. Bye." That's how I ended it. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe it was a little bit horny. Maybe it was. I didn't want to judge.
Okay.
I know you're saying I'm judgmental, but I didn't want to judge. I said, I'll meet him at Twist, and let's see how that goes.
Right.
So Friday comes, he texts me, "Are we still meeting up at the gay bar?"
Right.
And I said, "Sure, yes, let's do it." So I went there by myself, and he was sitting there. he came, I think, like a minute before me. He was sitting there at the garden outside,
Right.
and we started talking. But then I really felt like a very creepy kind of environment from him. I don't
Okay.
know. It was very creepy. He was talking in a creepy way. He was just
It's
like,
so far it sounds sexy to me, but yeah.
it's not. It was actually pretty creepy. To be honest, I thought he might be a serial killer. I mean,
Hot.
if I would ever hear that this guy was arrested for murdering gays from dating apps, I wouldn't be
No,
surprised.
we have one. It's Dumber.
Oh
No,
yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah.
hot. It's hot.
Come on. So what happened is that, okay, let's have drinks. So we had drinks. We went to the upper level where there's a dance floor on the upper
Right.
level in
Yeah.
that bar. So we went on the dance floor, and then he was just like smiling at me in a creepy way, and then I was really feeling like this is not going to be a date or anything serious, but we could be friends. And then the next thing, he took his hand, and I wore like an button shirt that was half open. So he just put his hands inside my my shirt, grabbed my chest, and
Right.
started rubbing it. And then I was like taking his hand off. And I said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. This is not going to be anything beyond friendship." And then he was looking at me and said,
Sounds like a very good friend to have.
"Yeah," but then he said, "Can we at least make out?" I said to him, "No." "Sex?" "No, I just told you we're not going to make out. Obviously, we're not going to have sex." What I told him then, but we can be friends. I can be your wingman, and I can help you if you see someone that you like in the club, in the bar. I'll introduce you. I'll be your wingman, and that would be great.
How did that work out for you?
So he said, "Okay, great." So he was standing there, standing, standing, standing. All of a sudden, he just took off and disappeared. Not saying a word, nothing, never heard from the person. He removed me from Hinge. He'd never texted me. I obviously didn't text him. But you know what happened afterwards?
Uh,
So actually, this horror story became something a little bit good, because then I felt like, wait, what am I doing here by myself? Maybe I should just go home, right? Because I didn't really want to be by myself, and I was like, what the hell was this? That was like the weirdest experience. I didn't know what's happening. So what I did was, you know what? I'll just dance on dance floor by myself. And I was dancing, dancing, dancing. And then I met this cute guy with a group of friends, and we hit it off, and we actually started dating afterwards. So actually, from this story, if I weren't in that bar at that time in this horrific date, I wouldn't find this new guy that I really
right.
liked and dated. So from a horror story, it became a fairy tale.
Amazing. Amazing. So I have to be honest. It's kind of confusing to people when you say let's do a video chat. Many gays, what they have in mind is, oh, okay, let's do a sex video chat, right?
Well,
So my thoughts are maybe he was like you were asking for a video chat just to see who he is,
I was very
but
clear. I was very clear when I suggest a video chat. This is just to check the
right,
vibe
yeah,
and to make sure that we click,
yeah, but
just as a screening thing.
yeah, but yeah, but if a guy is in the mindset of like I'm horny, let's do something together on video. Even this, let's check out the vibe. Doesn't mean that he's not like he
Let's
was
check the dick size,
yeah.
not just
No,
the
it wasn't
vibe, the
checking.
dick
He
size.
wanted to jerk off with you. Sounds like fun. Sounds like
I'm not in my 20s anymore. It's no, it's not for me. What about your stories?
my stories. Okay, so I have one. Wow, this one is unique. Okay, so I was. Uh, I guess maybe we should change it to Hinge horror stories because it's also from Hinge.
God, also from Hinge. What's
Uh,
happening with Hinge?
no, it's not Hinge. It's the guys. It's the guys that fill in the spaces. It could have been any platform. So I was talking to this guy, and I felt like the conversation, the chat conversation, which was like online, right? So he was saying something, I was responding, like we were both active at the same time. It felt nice. It felt fun. It felt, what I say, effortless. And then I suggested, let's do a video chat. And he was up to that. So far amazing. He wasn't giving me any excuses. He wasn't giving me, some future time to do that. Let's go ahead and do it. So we did a video chat, which was very, very. I was in my office space. He was also in the office space. It was, very very short one and very condensed, just to see, who I am and who he is, and it went well. I said, okay, great. Let's find time to meet.
Sounds amazing. Where's
Sounds
the horror? Where's the
amazing.
horror?
So far so good. But at that point in time, I kind of looked again at the profile picture, and I saw that I only see his like face. I don't see anything else.
Red flag, just the face.
So I saw only as so I saw his face, and then and at that point in time I had the Instagram. So I went to his Instagram profile, and I'm looking for, like, again, I'm not looking for, just to explain. I'm not looking to confirm that he has a six pack body. I just wanted to get a feel of, like, how tall he is, the build, if he's, like, skinny, if he's
Posture.
yeah, like, like, really without any judgment. I wasn't looking for something. Was just looking to understand, how he looks top to feet. So I was
Top
looking
to bottom.
top to bottom. So I was looking to.
Was he a top or a bottom?
I don't remember. And I was looking at his Instagram. No result there. There are only, like, nature pictures and
Aw.
and some face only pictures. So I texted him and I said, hey, I haven't seen any picture of you, like, full body. I'm not, like, looking for, like, just with clothes. Like, I'm not looking for anything, without clothes. And he sent me a few pictures, and and then even though I said clearly that I'm not looking for anything, without shirt or anything like that. I wasn't looking. It wasn't of interest to me. I was really focusing on just to see how big he is.
How big is he?
No, he's a tall guy, but I wanted to
9-inch?
no,
Okay.
no, not. I wasn't. I really wasn't interested in any of these pictures.
Yeah.
So I asked him for, like, pictures, and then from his perspective, he sent me also pictures, with bathing suits, like pictures that are, revealing.
We both know you have a lot of swimsuit
So
pictures on your Instagram.
Exactly. So what gays do when they start, like, getting pictures, you respond back with a picture with bathing suit. So I responded back with a picture of bathing suit, and I had a speedo on that picture. It was a nice picture, but, everything is kosher. I'm standing with speedo, and then and then he responded to that. Now um,
You're going to shame him.
I'm gonna just say what he wrote. Okay, everything is going well so far.
I feel cringe coming our way.
Okay, so here it goes. He says, so I'm sending him my picture with a bathing suit. It's a speedo. Thanks for sharing. I don't own nor like to wear panties like this.
Ooh, panties.
Though nothing wrong with guys who do.
There's nothing wrong with guys who do.
And then I go panties. I'm confused. Do you mean a speedo? So he goes, oh, yeah, undies, panties, the same. I said, are you trying to insult me? Like, why are you using the word panties, which is obviously a women's underwear,
Yeah.
for a speedo? It's not a panties. It looks like a speedo.
Well, some guys do also wear panties, but I've seen the picture, and it's not panties.
No, it's a speedo.
It's a speedo, bathing suit. You could have said, "I usually wear, I don't know, trunks or any other type of swimsuit that is not a speedo."
Exactly. So I told him, listen, man, I think, I feel uncomfortable with the way that you're saying it. And he wasn't willing to take it back.
He didn't retract that.
No, he didn't retract that, and he wasn't willing to apologize. He wasn't willing to do anything. He said something along the line of, uh, "Well, I'm not responsible for how you perceive things that I'm saying to you. Me using the word panties, it doesn't mean of any insult. And if you're taking it as an insult, that's your issue." Now I understand, what comes behind it. Obviously, because my picture looks good, and maybe he was insecure with the way that he was perceived, which I don't see it that way, but in his mind, maybe he was insecure about his picture with the underwear, with the bathing
Because you
suit.
look hotter in speedos
I do,
compared to
yes,
his picture.
definitely. And he felt that he needed to like take me down a bit, and that's how he used the word panties.
Balance the
That's my only
checks.
explanation, because at the beginning I was not willing to like I was not looking to, you know block him or crash. I was like looking to have a conversation and say, okay, I don't think that it's an appropriate word to use for a picture that I am wearing a speedo, to use the word panties. He didn't retract it. He changed the word to undies, and then, which I feel that and panties are very similar.
No, but it's
And
not even undies. You
it's a
you
bathing
clearly
suit.
see
It's a
it's
bathing
a
suit.
bathing suit, a
Okay, don't say
speedo.
speedo. Just say bathing suit.
Yeah.
And who cares if you own it or if you like it? Just respond to my picture. Just say, okay, great, you look good, or just
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Wait, what happened afterwards?
So I told him that I was looking for a simple apology, like like a text saying, I'm sorry, or something like that. And he wasn't willing to say that, and we said our goodbyes and our blocks.
Oh my god, what can we learn from this story?
So it took me by surprise, to be honest with you, because everything up until that point was feeling nice. He felt like a nice person on the chat, on the video chat. But then, okay, something came up. So, and it can happen, something can happen, can come up. I mean, I'm telling him very, very clearly, listen, I this is a I mean, this is the bathing suit. It's not panties. Like, I'm giving him a chance to like say, I apologize or something like that, or I didn't mean that, and then it would have been fine. I would have, gone on a date with him. But he was like so adamant about not saying it.
Yeah, but you know what I learned? I learned that a lot of people that find themselves, let's say, they think that they're less attractive compared to the guy that they're pursuing or they want to date, right?
Yeah.
So they need, because of that insecurity, they can say things that can just ruin the dynamics and ruin the conversation. And they don't understand that if you are still connecting with him and texting with him after the video chat and after you got the picture, you send him a picture back, right? So he shouldn't have those insecurities. I mean, if you continue to speak with him, you are obviously attracted to him. You obviously want him, and you shouldn't feel insecure about how he looks compared to you if you still desire him. It doesn't matter, and you shouldn't ruin it by saying something because of the insecurities that could be an insult to the other person, because it obviously came from insecurity and the comparable pictures.
Yeah. And to piggyback on what you're saying, how I mean, in today's world of like dating world and the apps, people are so quick in blocking. You said something, wrong, blocked. You don't have a chance to even like fix it or anything like that. I feel people on the other side, if they see like a hint of something that doesn't match what they want, the trigger, the finger on the block trigger is immediately being used. And in this case, I did give him a chance. I explained to him, I got offended by this word. Just say, that you're sorry, and we'll go back on track. He chose not to.
But couldn't you say, okay, let's just go past this and let's just meet up without that apology?
No, because for me it was a telling, because in a relationship there would be many conflicts, and many, and many, and many opportunities for debates and people having different opinions. It's important. It's a muscle. It's important to be able to communicate and come to a conclusion of making both parties, at peace. If you're concluding it by I am not satisfied with how I was treated, and I'm not getting the apology that I need, and he's not moving, he's not showing any dynamics. He doesn't show that he's moving, that he's compromising. To me, it's a telling. It's a telling. I don't, it's actually a good signal that just happened on the first day that we met.
And also, I think, again, to piggyback on that, I think it's important to understand that even in the real life, if you hurt someone, even if you don't feel like you did anything wrong, but that person says, "You hurt me, I'm offended." Okay, I apologize, I offended you. I didn't mean to. He could have explained that or say, "These are the words I usually use," or even if he did make a
You know what I
mistake.
hate the most? When someone is doing, and that's like I'm gonna use that what you're saying and ask for and give another advice. What I hate people are doing is they're saying, I apologize if you got hurt. No, just apologize without the if. Just say I told
No, but
you.
it's not if
I
you
t-
got
I t-
offended. So
I
it's not if.
I told you. Yeah, but the people feel that they have to. It's hard. It's hard for most people to say I apologize. Period. So they add like another part of the sentence saying if, not if. So I'm telling you, I got offended. Please apologize.
Yeah.
You need to apologize. Say, baby, I apologize. I'm sorry. That's it. Done.
Already calling you baby?
No. Yes. Yeah. 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 No.
Baby.
I call baby everyone
Okay.
except for you, actually.
Yeah, you should call me baby. Well, yeah, I think it's easy to apologize. If someone says he's offended, I always apologize. I think that's easy. That's the easiest way to do. And sometimes you do it without any purpose to hurt anyone because we're different people. If I always think if someone would have said that to me, would I be offended? No, but it doesn't matter how I
You
am.
always need to look at with the glasses of the other person,
Exactly.
with the framework of
Exactly.
the other person.
And it doesn't cost you a thing to apologize. It doesn't cost you a thing. Maybe your ego a little bit, but even if he makes a mistake and he said that because he was like jealous or like, oh, maybe because he's harder than me, so maybe he doesn't want me, or he's just showing his body just to show off. Doesn't matter what it was. If you said I was offended, apologize, and that's it. And even if you made a mistake, so
For
I'm with you.
mistakes, what do we say in our language? For mistakes,
You pay. Exactly. And that's it for today. Until another segment of Dating Horror Stories. If you have dating horror stories, we would love to hear them. If you're on YouTube, put it in the comments. If you're on Spotify, put it on the comments. You can DM us at our Instagram at We Are Better Together Apart. So DM us, tell us a story. If you agree for us to share on future podcasts, let us know as well, and we will share it. We will hear some more horror stories in the future. And don't forget, we are better together apart.
Bye, guys. Thank you.